All right, this is Ed again, and we are back to the general ledger year-end close. Preliminary to this, of course, we have reconciled sales and purchase order processing, inventory, and receivables and payables. There's even reconciled in fixed assets and payroll. We have done all our maintenance procedures. We have verified all our numbers, and now we're ready to, everything's been posted to the GL, and then hopefully we are now in the GL now, and posting all the batches that are in the GL, including any referring batches, adjusting entries, etc. When should we do it? It can be done any time you want. It is a fiscal year-end close. However, since the purpose of this is to roll P&L accounts into retained earnings, and to roll the beginning balances from the balance sheet accounts from this year ending balances into new year beginning balances, you really can't get financial reports in January, or whatever your first fiscal period is, until you close the prior year. We've modified FRX reports before to grab the period end balances, but it's all designed to pull those in automatically if you just close the year. So these are all the things that we would do in advance, and we've talked about those in the first hour. P&L accounts will be zeroed out and posted against retained earnings. Balance sheet accounts will be posted forward into the beginning balance field in the new year. And the retained earnings accounts will be updated from the balance of the P&L accounts. Let's take a quick look at some of that activity. If I do an inquiry financial summary, and I do an inquiry financial history summary, got two windows up. There is the current year, and there is last year. And over here I've got to tell it what year I want. 2016 was my last year. So notice the ending balance over there, 955,000 is the beginning balance coming into here. There's actually an additional field, the beginning balance field, which receives those numbers. If I go to a P&L account, get past these unit accounts, there's no beginning balances in these because there's no activity either right now. But you wouldn't expect a beginning balance in a P&L account, only in a balance sheet account. So it's very important that these accounts be set up correctly. They have to be marked as P&L or balance sheet. Otherwise, they will close incorrectly. We'll be talking about that. Okay? I'm going to pull up the retained earnings account for a moment. I'll go by description. Retained earnings. I only have one in this company. 0003030. Here, the ending balance is not the beginning balance, because this beginning balance here contains all the P&L accounts as well as the ending balance here. It's the only account that's an exception. Otherwise, the ending balance for a balance sheet account rolls forward as the beginning balance from the historical year into the current year. And that's what we're talking about over here. Retained earnings accounts are a little exception. Physically, what it's doing is it's moving everything from the 20,000 table to the 30,000 table. There's two completely different tables that we report on. And that's why in Great Plains, when we're doing reporting, in any of the reports that are a trial balance, I'll go to a summary. We pull from open years, that's one report, and historical years, that's a different report. If I do an open year here, and I look at all this activity for 2017, this will take a moment to bring up that report. Is it running? Process monitor. No. What did I do wrong? Go to demo. 2017, I want all posting accounts. I should be able to bring that up to the screen and print. There it is. Nope, I didn't put any restrictions. So there's my trial balance for the year. Notice it's the trial balance summary report. When I do it for an historical year, same report, it's not the trial balance summary, it's the trial balance summary history. So as soon as you close the year, if you've modified this report, you got to modify the other one as well. There's one for open years, there's one for closed years. Okay, we only look at one at a time. FRX, of course, can look at all of those consecutively and pull them in their own columns. But we have open and closed years. Similarly, when we look at our fiscal period setups, we have closed years, historical. I cannot uncheck that. I can try, but it tells me, sorry, you've closed that year. Once it's closed, it's closed. That used to be the case. I had some clients that had a need this year, and it developed some scripts and routines. And I was actually able to unclose a year, roll things back from the closed table to the open. They were able to clean it up and move forward. Why did I have to do that? Because they didn't do what they were supposed to. They didn't have a backup, and it crashed. There are various scenarios that can happen. This one will not run like that, like these other closings did. Because we're not just moving one bucket to another. We're moving a huge amount of data from one table to the other, updating beginning balances. There's a lot going on in a GL close. So pay close attention as we go through these steps. I'm going to go back to here. Fiscal period tables are updated to mark what's historical, like you just saw. And here's the steps. We're going to go through this tech knowledge, and there's a lot of little steps in it. And there are some other things that we recommend you do to verify integrity. One of these is this automated solution that we talked about very early on. And there's a KB that's involved in our website, and it's right here at the root of everything. So I'm not going to the root. I need to go here. There is this one for automated solutions, and there's quite a few of them. Well, I've already downloaded this automated solution. So I'm going to go into here and find it. It's under my computer. I'm going to locate where I installed it. And then I'll show you what one of these does. We're looking for Microsoft Dynamics. Year-end checklist runs this little routine. And I'm going to say OK. Just like logging into Great Plains. And I tell it which company I want to check. And it does a quick check. And it tells me, yes, my next year is set up. I'm in 2017. 2018 is set up. If 2018 wasn't set up, and say, hey, you can't close the year. I got nowhere to close it to. All open year transactions are associated with an account. That means that there's nothing in that open year 20,000 table where something is missing an account number. We don't have any gaps. There's no discrepancies between our accounts in the master table and the index file. There's an index file that sorts all the accounts, and it's verified that they match. There's an automated solution out there that will automatically rebuild the index file should you have a problem. And we see that happen from time to time. You're entering new accounts, the system goes down, it writes it to one table, not the other. Checklinks also tends to fix that. Not sure what identity column check is, because it isn't checked here, but it wasn't an X for a problem, so I'm not worried about it. All my retained earnings accounts are in there, and we need to have enough room to do this year-end close. So it is checked, as far as I understand this, the temporary database where it does the work, there's enough room. And we're going to do a slide on that in a minute to show you how you can physically check. So a nice little tool. There are others out there that we list earlier, and I recommend you do them. You can go into Customer Source. It's free. It's part of your year-end update. This is the time to use it. If you're not using Customer Source, learn about the tools. Look at some of these other automated solutions, download them, see if you've got any issues with your data before you get to year-end. You might even do them every month as part of your closing. But you'll need to turn on your enhancement program. If you're a few years behind, you're going to have to pay up eventually anyway to get the next update, and you're not getting the advantage of all these tools. So we strongly recommend you keep current on your enhancement plans.